What is the use of God when He doesn't give me money? How do I pursue spiritualism when my stomach is hungry? When my stomach is filled, I'm little busy to pursue God. Hello, I welcome you all to my channel. I am Colonel T. Srinivasulu, a veteran of the Indian Army. I welcome you to my channel, which has been named after my Guruji, His Holiness late Swami Sahajananda Tirtha. The main issue with the people when you talk about spiritualism is basically these two questions. The first one is, what is the use of God if He doesn't give me anything? As if God is a gentleman who has taken a contract to give you all the goodies of life. You commit all kinds of nasty things and you want God to wipe off those sins and then grant you whatever you want. And what will happen to the sins which you have committed? Just what will happen? I'm asking you a simple question. There's no ghost who is now going to face the consequences of your own actions. It's not even fair, even within the realm of earthly logic. And the second issue, when my stomach is hungry, how can I pursue God? Don't pursue. Who has told you? Who is telling you to pursue God? Go and bang your head in whichever corner of the world you want. See, broadly, I have categorized, let's say, people into two categories in my book, The Power Unknown to God. Someone, let's say, or take the example of a pig which I have given in the book, which is in a small pit filled with mud. It doesn't like to come out of the mud because the mud is very cold. It is enjoying itself. It's having fun. Why would any pig will like to come out of the pit of mud? Yes, there are two conditions under which it will come out. Don't worry about that. Firstly, something needs to prick it inside the mud. But a small prick, it will not have any impact on it. It will endure it. It needs to prick it adequately. The pain has to be little more unbearable. Then it will come out. Don't worry about that. No pig is going to continue to stay in the pit when it is getting hurt. The second option is put a bait, some good food which the pig likes, put it on the shore of the pit. In its greedy behavior, the pig will come out of the pit. So you see, there are only two options. Either the pain has to be deep enough, or there has to be some kind of a bait for that to get attracted. Same is with the problem with spiritualism. In fact, all ancient Sanskrit texts have been harping on the same situation. Even there is a famous text called Gita, in which Lord Krishna says, he categorized it into four people. The first two categories, as I told you, just same. The last two categories, they pertain to people who are seeking knowledge and the wise people. Yes, someone who is seeking knowledge, yes, you would like to explore, definitely the spirit of exploration will prevail. And of course, the last category is smart, the people who are wise. They know that if there is anything worthy enough to be pursued, it is only the God. So let's not bother about the two categories, the seekers of knowledge and the wise. Let's stick ourselves to the first two categories. See, when we say the problem of spiritualism, unfortunately, again the age-old debate of non-dualism, dualism and qualified non-dualism. I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these three branches of Vedanta, which is called, one is Advaita Vedanta, that is monism. Then we have Dvaita, that is basically the dualism. And then we have Visishta Advaita, the qualified monism. The concept is like when we say monism, the issue comes in, is God all pervading, whether it is a human soul or a universal soul? There can't be two gentlemen. There can only be one gentleman. Call him God, call him universal soul, call him Brahman, whatever it is, or call him Mother, or the cosmic power. This is all terminology which we use in English language. When it comes to the dualism, the concept of dualism, now here is the problem. Here now God is visualized as a gentleman, a separate gentleman, and the human being is separate, wherein the theory proposed says that the devotee and the God can never become one, ever. It is a foundational difference. The problem is it is a foundational difference. I've actually done a lot of videos earlier also on that, and if you want you can watch my previous videos. In any case, the video will become too long if I drift into that concept again. Now let us restrict ourselves only to the problem of God, the problem of what is the problem in pursuing spiritualism for anyone? Look, the situation here is, you know that today people may say, no, my stomach hurts, my stomach is hungry. How can I pursue God? How can I think of spiritualism? Point valid, taken. But then, you know what happens when the hunger is satisfied? You question yourself. You have been seeing so many people in the world. The moment the stomach is filled, now God is the last person here. He comes into the mind. Now people are after pursuing so many, a list of things: power, fame, wealth, and God knows what all. So let's be, what do you call, rather let's admit it. Admit it. And if someone doesn't want to admit it, it's a different thing. But this is the reality. So all these so-called gentlemen who say, my stomach is hungry, my stomach hurts, right? Now the question will be now, tree first or seed first? Why have you landed up in such situation when the stomach is hurting you? Because your karma has caught up with you now. Your karma has caught up with you. Now you want to question, saying that now my stomach hurts, how can I pursue spiritualism? Face the consequences first. Go and bang your head in whichever corner of the world you want. Your own karma which has caught up with you. Face it boldly. Be brave. Let the karma get exhausted. No, there's no point in being hypocrites, right? One is that. Now the issue is, now what afterwards? Suppose, let's say, stomach is also filled up, no more hungry. Are the people are pursuing God? Hypocrisy, right? Then the question is, what is good God for me if He doesn't give what I want? Why should God give? He is not a gentleman. He has not taken any contract. Then you say, no, why should I worship God? Don't worship. Go and bang your head wherever you want. Who told you to worship God? As I told you, the example when the thorn pricks adequately, when the worldly problems hurt you adequately, everyone will remember God. Everyone will love to pursue God. Today they may speak of all pseudo-philosophies, saying that what is the use of God if He doesn't give me any money? And what will happen to your karma, which you accumulated and carried forward? Why should, even if there is another gentleman known as God separately, God has not taken any contract to absorb your sins. You have committed sins, you face the consequences. The mechanism doesn't work in any way. Then people say, now what is the use of God? Now what is the use of sunlight? You tell me. You know that God is visible to you every day. Morning you come out of your room, you look at the sunlight. Otherwise, without sunlight, the entire universe would have been, the world would have been dark. Don't you know what happens after the sun sets in the evening? The world plunges into darkness. Only the ambient light is available from the stars. And what will happen if the sun is not there? You will continue to live in darkness. Not only Earth, all planets. The entire solar system will plunge into darkness if let's say, the sun doesn't shower the sunlight. And if you say our Mother Earth, the very life is sustained by the sunlight. You know that. Plants manufacture food directly from the sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. Plants are eaten by the herbivores. Herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. And human being, he has got multiple choice. Both you can be vegetarian as well as carnivore. That's no problem. So basically it is the sunlight who is giving you the food. The entire life is sustained by the sunlight. Arey Baba, what else you want example of a God? God, sun is there. Every day morning, he is, throughout the day, he is visible to you. Isn't he showering his sun rays on everyone, on all the creatures? Now, if you don't want to come out of your room, if you don't want to, if let's say I continue to stay in my car throughout the day, I will not get vitamin D also in my skin. I will have to go and buy some medicines over the counter. I will have the vitamin D deficiency without this exposure to sunlight. Now this is the problem. God is there every time. God is there showering the blessings. It is up to the people when they want to receive it or they don't want to receive it. Well, just like someone says that I will postpone the divine grace. Let me first enjoy the goodies of life. Yeah, if you want to go out doing it. You see, just like everything in life need not be postponed, especially gratification of the carnal desires. If you have money, fine. If you don't have money, use the credit card. That's the way the world has been functioning nowadays. So similarly, don't worry, don't bother about the divine grace. Postpone it. First, exhaust yourself of your good religious merit which you earned, and let the miseries of life start unfolding. Then if you want, I will think about God that time, please go ahead. But do understand, whatever you have, it is going to get itself exhausted very fast. The so-called religious merit someone may have earned, it is getting exhausted every day. That is the problem why people pursue God. People are no fools who have been pursuing God since thousands and thousands of years. Emperors, kings, great businessmen, great noblemen, great poets, great philosophers, humble people. Everyone pursued God. And all of them, they weren't fools. Definitely you haven't become wiser because you're living in 21st century. What is 21st century? It's just not even a speck in the history of humanity. In the long history of humanity, your life is just, it's not even a speck of dust. Neither the timelines nor your existence. So don't be under the illusion that no, I am smart than all my ancestors who lived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. See, no one is trying to tell you to blindly pursue spiritualism either. Of course, notwithstanding the spirit of exploration. When I'm talking about the spirit of exploration, I'm sure you'll all agree with me. The spirit of exploration has been ingrained in the blood of humanity. Probably without the spirit of exploration, we all won't be where we are today. Rather, we won't even had an understanding of the spiritual sciences rather. For example, you take the case of one of the explorer like Columbus, who sailed to discover the sea route to India. Of course, he ended up discovering a whole new world, the American continent, entire North America and South America. Now, a gentleman like Columbus, when he ventured into the ocean, everyone knows the odds. Everyone knew the odds at that time. You are venturing into an uncharted waters. You don't know whether there is a land ahead or not. You have the supplies which are limited, basically the food and the water and the medicines. And it is a kind of a race against the time, race against your food supply rather. And people have ventured into the oceans in the hope of finding sea route. That's what I am talking about, the spirit of adventure and exploration. Without that spirit of exploration, today we all would have been living in our respective places, huddled together in small villages all over the globe. Okay, one is that. Second thing is, when we say that at least use what you have and see for yourself. I am now talking about the practical aspects of this practice of yoga systems. See, every human being has got basically two things: body, mind. Only difference is the mind, the so-called mind, is in three parts: conscious mind, subconscious mind, or the intellect, egoism. Three parts: conscious mind with all the human emotions and the ability to exercise your free will. I repeat again, with all the human emotions and the ability to exercise free will is your mind, and it is also the seat of all your sensory organs and also the organs of action. So this is mind we are talking about, conscious mind. Then of course you have the subconscious mind, basically the intellect, and also the storehouse of your accumulated karma. And the third, of course, you have the egoism. So when we say mind, these three things come into play. And of course the body of flesh and blood. So broadly, either use the body of flesh and blood, practice yoga. Basically we are talking about the meditation based yoga systems. When you have to use your body of flesh and blood, your choice is either limited to usually hatha yoga, that is by practicing various asana, that posture, or indulge in breathing exercises, undertake pranayama, practice hatha yoga. Techniques are there by using which various mudras you awaken the kundalini energy, or else you simply follow the Ashtanga yoga, that the so-called 8-limb path, meditation based system basically. So if you want to use only the body, you have it here. Either use the meditation based yoga system, that is Ashtanga yoga, or follow hatha yoga, and then you have so many other tantric techniques also, including things like mortification of the body. I hope you must have seen when I am talking about mortification of the body, especially if you go to places like Kumbh Mela, that is the river festival which is held on the banks of river Ganges in India, once in every 12 years. You find all kinds of people who follow this technique of mortification. Let's someone who keeps your hand into the air, that's it. For the rest of his life, his hand is held up in the air, subjecting the body of this flesh and blood to torture, basically. That's what you call it as mortification. Yeah, that is also one technique people do. So basically what I'm saying, people make use of the body of flesh and blood. Pursue whatever you want to pursue. Then of course the mind we have. When it comes to the mind, you have got only predominantly three things. With the conscious mind, basically it is all about, since it is a human emotions are involved here, you use the path of devotion, bhakti yoga. Basically mind is nothing but heart only, basically. That's why you say, have a heart, people say that. You want to pursue bhakti yoga, that is path of devotion. By all means, let the human emotion of devotion vibrate with such an intensity, finally wherein the awakening of Shakti is affected. Then of course we have the intellect, or the subconscious mind. People want to pursue that's path of knowledge. It's called it as Jnana Marg. One can do that. But it's a laborious process. You have to understand that. And all people can't pursue it. Because by using your intellect, you need to master so many texts, scriptures, subject your intellect to all kinds of rigorous logic. So it is supposed to be very time consuming rather. Then of course you have the concept of karma yoga also, keeping the egoism under check, performing the duty with dispassion. So you see, with mind you got three systems, either karma yoga, jnana yoga or bhakti yoga, three. With the body of flesh and blood, you got choices limited to basically Ashtanga yoga, the meditation based yoga system. Follow any one or all. But the point is, now people don't mix up now, kindly. This is important, listen. People who pursue, let's say, Jnana mark, that is path of knowledge, they question, where is the guarantee that pursuing the devotion or the bhakti yoga, it will lead you to enlightenment? They are very right in their own understanding. Then see for yourself. Follow Ashtanga yoga, that is meditation based yoga system using your body of flesh and blood. That's supposed to be more scientific in nature and actually more popular also among the humanity, for a wrong reason. Because you get all good, no, but forget about enlightenment, whether you get it or not, whether the mind will drift into samadhi or the state of thoughtlessness or not, that's a later phenomena. But there are so many good benefits, which accrue by using the body of flesh and blood when you practice various postures, that's asana, or when you practice pranayama or the breathing exercises. You end up with a good health, if not anything. Forget about your enlightenment and moksha, but you will end up with a good health. And of course, meditation will calm the mind to some extent. There you have all the benefits. So that's why usually, it is very popular among the humanity. That is Ashtanga yoga, meditation-based yoga system, for a wrong reason, not for the actual right reason, for a wrong reason. Now, of course, with mind, of course, you got three things you have got at your disposal. But there is something concept known as rise your lower self by using your higher self. Rise from your body by using your mind. And within the mind also, as I said, you have the conscious mind, you have the subconscious mind, the intellect, higher. Don't think that subconscious mind, so it is lower than the conscious. Okay, in the sequence it may appear like that, but otherwise subconscious mind is supposed to be superior in nature. So rise from your human emotions by using your higher self, that is your intellect. That is one's concept. Because after all, you have only these four things. Body of flesh and blood, comprising of 5 physical elements. Principle of, that is, solidity, liquidity, or rather the solids, liquids, gases, fire, and of course the ether, which the science doesn't admit it. We'll deal with the science later on. I have done a lot of videos also earlier on that. Apart from these 5 physical elements with which your body of flesh and blood is manufactured, you got this so-called mind composed of 3 things. Conscious mind, with all the human emotions, the ability to exercise free will and blah blah. And then the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind with the faculty of reasoning, intellect, as you call it. And of course, the egoism, you are all too familiar with that. Everyone is too familiar with the concept of egoism. That's it. Egoism, intellect, and the conscious mind, and the 5 physical elements. That's what Maya all about. The cosmic illusion, the world which you experience with the help of your body of flesh and blood, and the thing experienced outside you, the world, the nature, is made up of only these total 8 things only. I am not saying this. Even the Sanskrit texts have been saying. Lord Krishna says in the famous text Gita that Maya is precisely of 8. Beyond this, something else now. I have done videos also later on, separate videos for that. Otherwise, this video will become too long. So, but within this circle of Maya, consisting of these 8 things, as I said, 3 are basically pertain to basically mind, that broadly if you speak, mental you can say that, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and egoism, or karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. 3 yogas you can perform with the mind alone. And people, gentlemen who feel that, no, I want empirical proof and all that, the so-called, being a 21st century gentleman, you can use the flesh and blood, the body of flesh and blood, with having that 5 physical elements. Practice meditation, practice yoga, practice pranayama, practice hatha yoga, practice any tantric path, do anything, whatever you want. And see for yourself. No one is telling you to believe God blindly or pursue spiritualism blindly. And these are the issues basically. When people say that, what is the use of God when He doesn't give me money? Why will He give? You have accumulated your own karma. First, you answer that. You have borrowed heavily, left, right, and center loans. Who will pay? Who will repay those loans? You want them to be written off? What about the collateral? Something has to be traded, right? This is the problem. So next time don't say it like this. No, what is the use of God when He doesn't give me money? Why should He give you? Go and look at your face in the mirror. You know it. When I say mirror, I mean to say mind, inside your mind. Who doesn't know everyone himself? For example, if I want to see my face, I just look at the mirror. I know whether I am fair, whether I am dark, whether I am fair-skinned or dark-skinned, or whether there is a scar on my skin. I know it myself. I don't need any certificate from other people to know how my face looks. Similarly, use your mind as the mirror, and inside the mind, look at yourself. You get the answer. So this all I just wanted to talk about today, about the issue of why people, when it comes to pursuing spiritualism, these are basically the reservations they have. They want someone, even if God gives them the boon, there is no end to that. You know it. There is no end to that. How the human mind behaves. And the same question, the thing which people keep complaining about, how can I pursue religion when my stomach hurts? Yes, when the stomach doesn't hurt, you will anyway not pursue spiritualism. That is the irony of life. So this solution lies somewhere else, not here, not in this ordinary sense. Either someone, as Lord Krishna says in Gita, the same text, either someone is smart enough to understand that if there is anything to be pursued, it is only the divine, or someone needs to be exploratory in nature at least. Exploratory? Yeah, everyone is scared to walk into darkness. Take one step at a time, at least. One step at a time. Let the spirit of exploration prevail. Seek the knowledge. Yes, they will also pursue the God. Then you have the other two clear distinctive categories. Either someone needs to be kicked left, right and center, left and right, till the time he starts going straight. Yes, God will keep on playing football with every human life. Sometimes he will kick to the left side, sometimes to the right side, sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right. Go ahead till the time you are totally tired, and you will pursue spiritualism. Don't worry about that. And of course, the second category is also there, very prominent category. Those who are pursuing the wealth. And Lord Krishna says that he is going to do a special favor by removing all that wealth one day. You will definitely shower his special blessings on those people who are pursuing that, the bait of money, going after the money. He will specially do a favor by removing all that wealth and money out from that person one day. So the choice is yours now, finally. My suggestion to you, go be at least have the spirit of exploration. And it is ingrained in our blood as human beings, the spirit of exploration. Yes, everyone is scared to walk into darkness, to walk into unknown, to walk into uncharted territories, like what Columbus did about 600 years ago or 700 years ago. But take each one step at a time. Instead of cursing the darkness all around you, at least try and light a small lamp, try and light a matchstick. Maybe that small flicker of light, it will open up the way for you. You just need one light, one torch to cross a forest in the darkness also. You just need a light, one small lamp. If you can protect it, ensure that the lamp doesn't die, the lamp is sufficient enough. You can cross a massive forest in the darkness. Even if you can't see a way, you'll be able to manage your way through. So that's it for today. That's all I wanted to share my thoughts. We'll catch up in the next video. Sorry, I have no intention of trying to create any controversies or offend anyone. It is just for educational purpose only. I am talking about the general problems in spirituality. That's all about. All the best.